Hey, what's going on, everyone? Gonna wait for a few minutes, wait for everyone to come in, and we'll start on the hour. Okay, let's get things started. Let's see. Let's do this. And let's get rid of that. And there we go. In theory. Uh-oh. There we are. Okay, perfect. What's going on, everyone? We got Knight, we got Nisarj. I'm Zane here with MLH. I'm joined here with none other than John.
Hello, folks. How are we going?
So today we're just going to be talking through the day 7 schedule. John, if you want to take it away.
Absolutely. We've got a real doozy, I'd say, for day 7 compared to the previous a couple of days. We're heading into the tail end now of Global Hack Week security. So we're getting into a lot of sessions wrapping up. A few things that are getting capped off. UT is going to be rocking up with the tail end of his, and I think we've got a couple of other fun things to run through as well.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Let's go, day 7. Okay, so to start, we'll have.
Who are we? It's always a good
Yeah,
question.
that's the ultimate question.
Yeah, hey folks, I'm John. I'm a coach of Major League Hacking. I've been kicking around the community for almost 10 years now, which makes me feel very old. Most of the fun stuff that I do outside of tech is in hardware and a good chunk of photography. I've really been getting into architecture lately. Love me a good bridge.
Oh, nice. Great stuff. Yeah, I saw you doing the reverse engineer hardware streams, right?
Yes, we had a bit of really good fun on the first one there, digging into a lot of the fundamentals around how to take your stuff apart and also put it back together and still have it work, which is usually the heart of it.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a good time.
Definitely was.
So my name's Zane. I'm a coach at Major League Hacking as well. I'm primarily involved in the streaming. So I am going to school for CS at the moment. And fun fact about me, I like music composition. I'm a classically trained composer. So I try to bring that and
Ooh,
tie it
wonderful.
together. What's that?
I was going to. What's your tool of choice? Sibelius or
I
what
actually
do you
use
have?
MuseScore of all things, funnily enough.
Ah, yes, yeah. Well familiar.
MuseScore
That's
is
a
fun.
wonderful little detail. Well, I wonder whether maybe I'll have to try and sell Mary on a Global Hack Week music at some point. That
That'd
might
be
be
sweet.
a fun one to play around with.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about it. It'd be great. Okay. Well, here, let's keep going. So
Absolutely.
I'll post that. I want to explain a little bit on it. I'll post a link.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff looking up for today. If you want to go and check it out yourself, the link will be in chat. Head on over and check that out. We've got this stream pretty much kicking off the top of proceedings and then moving into a couple of technical streams. First up, immediately after this, we've got UT, who is capping off the last couple of technical streams that he's done, building your own password generator and manager. So if you want to learn a whole bunch of fundamentals on how to keep your own passwords secure, definitely head on over and check that out. UT is one of our other UK coaches. There's a wonderful little contingent of us on the Global Hack Week staff this time around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so coming up after that, we have Wikipedia Races mini event with John himself.
Taking it down to the end. We're going to be running through, for anyone who's not played Wikipedia Races, real simple. We start with one topic, head on over, try and get to a completely different randomized Wikipedia topic just by clicking through links. It is a game that everybody seems to be infinitely better at than me. So if you want the internal success of knowing that you have beaten me at it, then definitely head on over to that stream.
There we go. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, next up we have Amy. Again, it's the run of UK coaches today. This is fun. Amy's running GeoGuessr at 5 a.m. ET, 2:30 p.m. India Standard Time. GeoGuessr, for anyone who hasn't played, it's really simple concept. We take a random photo anywhere on Google Street View, and you have to try and figure out where it is through no clues other than the image itself, and if you're able to walk around looking around the area that particular Street View location is. It's a really good time, and I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time with Amy if you show up for it.
Yeah, I never heard of that. That sounds like fun.
It's a real doozy. There's a variant of it that I've played a couple of times with coaches on stream where I have a custom map for it, which is different like porta cabins or like outdoor toilets around the world, and you've got to try and figure out where you are just based off of those, which is always a fun time.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you said you're into architecture, right? The architecture of the porta potty.
Not quite that kind, but it's. I guess it's still architecture. Someone's going to design these things.
Well, there we go. So, reminder that the challenges that open today are open through tomorrow at 8 p.m. ET. So just be aware of that, folks.
Yep, and if you want a reminder of what those challenges are, if you head on over to globalhackweek.emulates.io/challenges, which I will also drop in chat, you can see them all there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, yeah, pretty straightforward.
Drop ourselves into some Q&A.
Let's do it. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. Happy to answer anything you got.
GeoGuess is hard for folks like me who are bad at geography. I will raise you something on this. I think that GeoGuessr is not a geography game. I think it's a detective game. Because all the times I've ever actually gotten good at GeoGuessr, it's because I've spotted like a street sign in the background and gone, oh, that's like Malay, and then been able to figure out where it was off of that. So like, if you're good at like identifying that kind of stuff, that's usually the way forward. I remember streaming a little while back where we had some folks who figured out that this like incredibly snowy mountain that we couldn't figure out where it was, figured out that it was Japan because there was like a monkey sitting next to a hot spring, and they were like, it's over here. And I'm like, how do you know that? It's just
that's what I was going to ask, like if there's any classic tells that you guys typically try to look out for. Like, what's the structure of trying to find a solution?
Nisarg's on the money here. Billboards, addresses. I will always go and like if I can find a road sign, that's usually like the first thing, because you normally tell like roughly what country it is based off of like either the language or the style of the road sign. And then also like if you've got like stores that might have like address information on, that's always a pretty good one. Like you like go down the road a little bit and then you've got like, I don't know, like Bob's Lobster Shack in like Huntington, Alabama, and you're like, okay, that's probably we can narrow this one down a little.
Right. It's got to be American.
That is not an actual place, I should know. Please do not go and find Bob's Lobster Shack. Nothing's about terrain or geography. It depends. I think terrain. There was one that we had that was somewhere in the middle of the Amazon, and that was pretty.
Hmm.
That was one that you couldn't really have figured out without geography.
What are your majors at university? So I'm going for computer science at the moment.
Well, many moons ago, I was electrical engineering and computer science. So that's my bag.
Did you double major in that?
No, I actually, what's it, ended up sort of self-taught for a good chunk of it. Most of my electrical engineering knowledge was literally just from sitting down and tinkering with stuff over a very long period of time. For anyone who's really thinking of getting into it, there's a book called the Art of Electronics, which is basically like the Bible for EE folks. Um, Paul Horowitz and Winfield Hill. It's like 1,000 pages thick, but if you can think of a thing that you possibly would ever come up with, like I still go back to it, I'm like, hey, there's this thing I'm trying to do with like with like signals management, and then there'll be a whole section in it that's just like the exact thing you're thinking about. Like it's one of those books.
Hmm. I just jotted that down myself. That sounds interesting.
It's a really good read. The especially the third edition has some very nice illustrations as well. So it's one of those things where it's a textbook that's actually written in a way that basically anyone can like get the concept with very little ground knowledge, which I
Hmm.
love. Um,
Oh, absolutely. It's like the best of both worlds.
yeah, definitely. Always a good time.
Mhm. Any other questions or things of the sort? This is pretty straightforward.
It's a pretty simple
Task.
day from the looks
Yeah.
of things. I guess the only other thing to mention is that it is technically the last full day of Global Hack Week events. So make sure that you get your fill now because from the looks of it, day 8 is just closing ceremony and recap. So don't expect it to sort of just be there for you. You're gonna have to go and take it. Have
Have
have I watched Across the Spider Verse? I don't know. Have you caught it yet, Zayn? I have not, annoyingly.
Honestly, I
Um,
didn't even hear about it until yesterday. I didn't even know that it existed until my friend told me she went. Is it like brand new? It just came out?
I think it's literally opened in the last couple of days. Um,
Okay. Hmm.
I saw Into the Spider Verse and thought that was excellent. But I'm also a real sucker for clever animation, so it's very much in my wheelhouse.
Any advice for people who
Um,
want to major in computer science? Um, I mean, what I found, so music is my main profession, and CS is something that I'm exploring. Definitely have your math skills up to date if they aren't already. That I've been getting myself caught up on. That's kind of a prerequisite, but it also is good to know.
yeah, I know a lot of folks who definitely like went into CS classes and then sort of ended up like killing them, like just getting very overwhelmed on calc, especially like
Mhm.
a lot of folks get bodied by calc and calc too. So like especially like brush up on your algebra fundamentals. I think is probably a really good thing because a lot of the stuff that you'll do with like CS mathematics tends to be more like it's more like algebraic or logical rather than like fundamentals in a lot of ways. So having that in a good place is definitely going to serve you.
Mhm. I've also heard that things like it's not as programming heavy or programming centric of a degree as people imagine.
Mm. Yeah, there's also plenty of like variable degrees. Like you don't necessarily have to major in like straight computer science if you want to go off and do like cybersecurity or like that's topical. Or throw yourself into like it's like specifically like electrical engineering or like double major or like go off and well double. Be very sure you want to double major because that's a chunk. But like there's all kinds of like specific degrees in and around tech that aren't necessarily like straight CS as well, and a lot of those can be more like more accessible if you're not so programming oriented.
Yeah, good points. Okay, any other questions?
Looks like we've hit the bottom of the question barrel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, we can start wrapping things up. Pretty simple day.
Ain't it just? Wonderful.
Awesome.
Oh, one last one before we go. Thoughts on ChatGPT? Oh boy, I'm gonna throw this one at Zane. I want to see what have you been playing
Yes.
around with LLMs?
I've just been asking it silly stuff, nothing too crazy. I don't even know what to think of it. I have no idea what the implications are going to be in terms of the grand scheme of things, other than I think it's going to change the world. The best that I've got.
Yeah, it's very clever. But I also think that it's like because it sounds very human, people are sort of giving it a bit too much like because it seems so like a person, it feels a little bit like everyone's going, "Oh my God, it's real."
Yeah, like they're
It's gonna take
personalizing it.
over.
Right.
Yeah, like to me, I'm like it's a very clever chatbot. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's necessarily gonna like take over the world anytime soon. It still can't figure out how to like correctly summarize some movie plots. So I think there's a bit of work there.
Yeah, we'll give it time. We'll see. Time always
Yeah.
tells, is what they say.
And heals all wounds. Yeah, very allegory heavy today in Global Hack Week, which is fun.
There we go.
All right, wonderful. We'll see you folks. Oh, I will see a bunch of you folks later if you happen to show up for Wikipedia races. Definitely rock up for that, and otherwise have a wonderful rest of Global Hack Week while it's still running.
Mm-hmm. Have a good one, guys. Have a good stream, John.
Thank you.
With that, have a good day, guys.